With Valentine's Day fast approaching, I thought it'd be a good idea to break out my brand new red Minerva, which I've never seen here at 80 Proof Goods. We're going to use it for the first time. And what I have left of this pink Minerva, we're going to make some leather money envelopes that hold over 100 bills. They're a fan favorite. And people keep asking for this pink, and I don't have a ton left, but with money envelopes I can make at least a handful of them. This red, on the other hand, I have a ton of, and we're going to make some really cool leather envelopes with some more monotone stitching to match it. With that said, I want to get to making these, so tag along. Now, I thought it would be kind of cool to actually talk through this process because I almost never record a live voiceover here. I usually just do it after the fact. So I'm going to kind of talk you through what I'm doing here. So I have this acrylic template that I use to help me cut out long strips of leather so that when I take it over to my clicker press, I can just lay down my template and cut along it and kind of minimize waste. This here is a little bit wider, so I might sand it up a little bit, but at the end of the day, I find that this is the one of the fastest processes for that, which helps make things go a little bit smoother. All right, here we've got my clicker die. Now the clicker die is basically just a sheet of steel or a thin piece of steel that's kind of molded into the shape that I want it to be. Set that baby down, swing over, punch. Look at that, bang. Easy. Now I'm not gonna punch out all of them just for the sake of this. I wanna be able to show you guys what we're working with. But there's my red, let's do some pink. Now when a product's fresh off the press like that, the first thing I gotta do is take off the hard edges. There's like a 90-degree angle here, so I take my edge beveler and I'm just gonna lightly run this along the edge. And you can see it just shaves off like a little thin piece of spaghetti. We call it leather spaghetti around here. And it's gonna get a nice smooth edge. Flip it over and I wanna hit the same thing on the back side. Cool. I'm gonna do the same thing over here for the red. Man, this red is vibrant. One of the worst things is when you're doing this and it slips off and it'll get you right in the tip of your finger. And that's one of the worst pains that I have personally felt. Perfect. The next step here is to burnish. Now burnishing, super simple. I take my Tokonole, dab that right along those edges, canvas cloth, fold it up, and just rub. What that's gonna do is that's gonna lay down loose fibers, it's gonna harden the edges, it's gonna make it more durable, and it's gonna give it a nice glassy finish, which is just really attractive. Rub your finger on it, and then that thing is smooth. Now I'm not going to do these edges here because what's going to happen is I'm going to fold this over. Once I stitch, I'm going to sand, bevel, and burnish those together. So that's going to become one edge. Two edges become one. The reason I do the top and the bottom is because those edges are complete. Those edges are not going to get glued to anything. Those are solo edges. So anything that's by itself, you bevel and burnish before you assemble. Once this is assembled, I'm not going to have easy access to this edge. So we want to take care of that before it's closed off. So, all right, so that's the red. Let's do the same thing for the pink. The next step is a satisfying part. This is the Weaver Mastertool foot press. You can see I activate it with a pedal down there, and it's basically going to set my rivets. This is way better than hand doing it, hand setting. It's more accurate. It's more long-term. You don't have any mistakes. It's very consistent, so I can set my pressures and my depths. So what I'll do here is I'll poke this guy through the back. Bang, look at that. Pop it off. There's the bottom set. So what I like to do is, instead of swapping these pieces back and forth, I just hit all the bottoms, and then I'll hit all the tops. With the bottoms taken care of, we're going to swap this out, And now we can do the top. There you have it. Perfect. Now before I move on, what I like to do is I like to stamp these with the whiskey glass, because once it's folded, if I decide to stamp here, it actually goes through and leaves an indent or kind of a marking on the back, which I like to try to avoid if I can. So I'm going to bring this over here. So I put a piece of leather down to protect the backside so it doesn't leave any of this chewed up marks on it. I'm going to throw down the stamp right here. And I've done this 1,000 times, so I know where to put that guy. Swing over, drop that, stamp. So there's the 80 proof goods small logo. I love it. It's made out of steel. Do the same thing for red. Bang. Oh, it looks good in red. Next up, let's do some adhesive tape. So this glue tape here is going to help hold things together. It's going to hold the edge together. We're going to stitch. So what I like to do is, I don't use this on every product. Most products get an actual bead of glue. But this product here is one that does not take abuse. It's not susceptible to like coming apart. So if I don't need to glue, then I'm not gonna glue. This adhesive strip has proven its worth tenfold over the years. I've been using this for years, no complaints whatsoever. It does its job quite well. Now before I fold these guys, I wanna make sure I've got the stitching correct on my sewing machine. Now my initial idea was to do pink stitching on the red envelope and red stitching on the pink, but my wife pointed out that not all guys might want pink stitching if they're getting the red envelope. So I'm just gonna do a nice monotoned red stitching on red, pink stitching on pink, and you can see all my stitching up here. I'm gonna grab this red here. All right, so we've got the red stitching set up. We're gonna come over here, pop off this tape, fold. My wing divider I set to maybe just a hair over 1/8 of an inch from the edge, usually about 1/8 of an inch. And that's gonna help me when it comes to sewing. I don't use an edge guide. I've done this 1,000 times at this point. I basically just follow that line. I stop maybe another 1/8 of an inch shy of the end, just to leave a little bit more room for the money inside the envelope to be a little more comfortable. I find that if I pinch it shut at the end, then it's not as willing to fit over 100 bills, and I like to be able to do that. Boom. Back stitching at the bottom and the top, making it lock nice and tight, and there you have that. So let's bring this over. I'll switch out the thread to the pink, and we'll get going. Once stitching's taken care of, I grab this Bic lighter. It's actually a torch lighter, and I just burn these ends. I keep it up away from the leather so I don't burn the leather. And then once it does that, I can push it down with my hand and flatten that guy out. Basically repeating the same process as the very beginning. We're gonna bevel off these hard edges now that we sanded them. You can see, hopefully you can see that kind of lip compared to the one I just beveled. Get those off. Last step here, super crucial but super simple, a bone folder. In, break open those stitching lines. Any excess glue from the inside of the stitching gets broken open, making it easier to put money in and out. Let's snap her shut, And there you have it. This is the red Minerva, super vibrant, super bright, matching red stitching, which actually matches nearly perfect. Pink Minerva, pink stitching. I know it looks ivory, it's super, super light pink, almost white. Subtle, subtle pink. But there you have it.